I'm not hearing the music. Mic check. Mic check. 1, 2, 1, 2. Not hearing the music for some reason. There we go. There we go. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let me see here. I'm trying to check my audio. I think I'm good to go. Thanks for being here. If you're here live, we got to wait for a few minutes to let all this technology do what it needs to do. Okay. Make sure we got all this here. Awesome. There we go. Thanks everybody for being here. Kenneth Francis here in the saddle, aka the consultant. Let me add my Mr. Bradford to the stage. Welcome, welcome, welcome. There he is. There he is. There he is. What's going on, bro? Good to see you. Good to see you.
What's going on?
Nothing to it, man. We're gonna get into it. Just getting this stuff situated here. This technology, boy. You know we got a love-hate relationship with tech.
Hey, I'm gonna come out and come right back in on.
That's cool.
I'm gonna get off Safari because it doesn't let you do everything. So give me just.
All right, cool. Are you good? All right, awesome. Turn this down. Let me get that turned down here. Good, good, good. Okay. Make sure my share screen is on point. I'll have it hooked up like this so we can see. Let's see, we're live here. All right, we should be live on X. It should be live on Facebook as well. Let me make sure we're all streaming on in the right place here. Should be just fine.
There we go.
On the Market Monday. Okay.
Monday. It got a little pump happening in the market.
Boy, tell me.
It's good to see.
It's always good to see it, especially with everything going on, right? All this is up to $1 billion on the hack now. It's up to $1 billion. They're saying there, I think it's every 20 hours they're going in and just Yeah, it's wild, man. Let me go ahead and let's get right into it. Yeah, let's get right into it. So because that part right there, that's something we thought would never happen, right? And a lot of people are saying it's like, yeah, it's not good. You know, let's be honest. You know, it doesn't destroy. For those that don't know, I'm gonna get into it here. Number one, welcome. This is Kenneth Francis, aka the consultant, and I got my partner here, my good friend, my brother, man, from another, Mr. Crypto Pays Me Daily, Quentin Bradford here, and whoever else shows up. It don't even matter. We just having a good time and creating some content and bringing some value to the world. And this whole idea of Market Mondays, Wealth Wednesdays, and then Future Fridays is something I want to just, open up to everybody to come. Whether you're a real estate agent, whether you're in crypto, whether you're an investor, whether you're in accounting, whether you are an influencer, you're a creator online, your social media, this or whatever you are, whatever you do, I think at the end of the day, this technology and everything that's going on in the world is bringing everybody kind of down one path, one lane, right? Where, the most important thing is going to be your privacy, your security, how you protect and adopt in this new financial world that we're moving into, and we've been moving into, let's be honest. And it's very volatile. It's very unpredictable. It's very unprecedented what's happened. The amount of assets, the amount of money. They're talking in trillions and quadrillions now. It used to be millions and billions. Now it's trillions and quadrillions. So that kind of tells you, why privacy, why security, all these different things, self-custody, are going to be super important in the future, because what good is the money if it can just go poof just like that? And that's what's happening to some people. It's just going, they wake up and what they thought was there isn't there. And so there's a lot of things that we got to cover, but and some good things too. Let's be honest. There's good and bad in everything, right? Just like AI, it could be used for good, it could be used for bad. Just like crypto, it can be used for good. It doesn't matter what it is. There's always an ebb and flow. There's always a yin and a yang. There's always a negative and a positive to everything. We just want to bring the realness or the real talk on all of it, right? Because there's nothing really to hide. Wherever you are in life, in business, in your career, there's always ebbs and flows. There's always ups and downs, hot and cold, good and bad. How you navigate that, how you adapt to that is, usually tells you, where you're going to end up, right? In a good place or a bad place. So that's what we want to cover here. So, Mr. Bradford, anything on your mind on the top? I know you just mentioned the market's looking good. This is Market Monday, so we want to get into some of that on the crypto side. But I'm gonna pull up these these numbers on some of the things that's going on uh, with this Bitcoin hack, because I think it sets up perfectly for what I'm building and what we talked about earlier as well, with just some of the things that we can possibly build out and structure to prevent and to mitigate some of these losses, when they inevitably are gonna come, or put ourselves in better position. So yeah, let's talk about it, man. Let me pull up these articles real quick. But yeah, give a little bit of your background. Tell what you're working on, some of that as well. Just gonna flow, man. We're just gonna flow with it.
Oh man, where to start?
I know, right? I mean, it's wherever, just let's just get into some conversation. But I think you said something about the markets being up. That's always a good thing, and
Yeah,
that's just
well,
part of
you
what it
know,
is.
I say up, but we see the market pump a little
Right.
bit. Um, when we see these pumps that happen in the marketplace, it's usually an opportunity for people to, kind of take some profit for those people who've just been kind of
Right.
holding and, waiting for that moment for the market to pump. I know I was kind of waiting on it myself, and I had some orders in, some sell orders when price hit a certain price, and so yeah, it's kind of cool to see that. It's a good thing always to kind of see some volatility in the market. Um, you know, of course, we know where Bitcoin right now is in comparison to where it's been. We're about half the price right now of the all time high, and so I think everyone is just kind of in a state of hey, we're just waiting, right? It's kind of a waiting game to see
Right.
that if the market is really gonna stay where just keep moving sideways, or if it's gonna
Right.
go bearish, or if it's gonna go bullish. It's everybody's just kind of waiting, right?
Right.
And that's the one game that I don't really play.
Yeah.
Is the waiting game, and that's
Right.
for a couple reasons, right? I mean, I think we all know when it comes to these top, five coins that are out there in the marketplace, Bitcoin, Ethereum,
Chips, blue chips.
and
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
biggest, we've kind of already missed that opportunity to really get wealthy, right? Can we make money? Absolutely. But I don't think the majority of us have, 10, 20, 50 million, $100 million that we can go out there and buy, into the market and then wait for price to double or triple, right? I mean, if we got $1,000 and price triples, we make $3,000. We're not really getting rich on that, right?
Facts.
So I think for us, it's a matter of, yes, if we're playing the long game and we're just putting some stuff away, great. But the opportunity really for us to make money now is, finding these projects out there that have some real world utility and use case, that have better technology than Bitcoin, that can operate faster than Bitcoin, maybe instill some of the same principles behind Bitcoin, but can basically take what it took Bitcoin, you know, 15 years to do, they're going to be able to do it in 5
Yeah.
or 3. That's where the real opportunity lies. But again, it's still good to see the markets pump, just because that's always a good sign for the overall market, right?
Right.
And I think we're all going to be here for the long haul. We're not going anywhere. We know crypto's not going anywhere. So
No.
at the
Yeah.
end of the day, we want to see this market overall get bigger. We want to see, things like the Clarity Act,
Yep.
establish some guidelines and some,
Some clarity.
yeah, some regulatory
What can we do? What we
framework
can't do? Yeah. 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 Yeah.
so
That's
that
just
we
going to
can
bring in assets.
really go to the next level with this thing. So it is a
Sure.
little bit of a waiting game, but
Yeah.
at the end of the day, um, it's good to see the market pump. Even if it's just
For
a
real.
short pump and short lived,
Yeah.
right? That lets us know that the markets are live. They're volatile, and eventually they're going to go in the direction that we wanted to go.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, when you say the word volatile, I think in our world, it's not a bad thing. It
Oh,
just means how do I adopt?
What he's moving.
How do I take action? How do I, how do I strategically move? I think that's what volatility is all about. You hear the word volatile, you're like, oh my God, it means it's out of control. No, it's up and down. There's ebbs and flows. There's no one there's no one that's just winning all day long. It doesn't happen like that. It's not realistic. That's not happening. There's always going to be the key thing is how do you mitigate, how do you manage those losses when they do inevitably come? And that's what this is about. How do we collaborate? How do we, have conversations around things that should really happen, that we should really be focusing on, right? When it comes to our assets, when it comes to our opportunities, when it comes to our money and how it moves. And that's what it's all about. So yeah, good topic. So I'm gonna play this video real quick because let's get to the elephant in the room. There's a lot going on in crypto that is very volatile right now. And if you can just Google it, you can ask AI, but there's some pretty groundbreaking type stuff happening, things that we thought we would never see. But of course, with technology and people, hackers, intelligence, all that, put that in a pot, and somebody's going to figure something out. Somebody's going to slip up somewhere. And this one hack that's happening as we speak is pretty crazy. So I'm gonna play a video real quick, kind of, set the table there, give you an idea of, what just happened over the last, 3 or 4 days, I believe. It's still ongoing. There we go. See if I can get that to load up. I might want to refresh this page. Let me see. Let me give it a refresh. Oh yeah, that's the Tyson food one. That's not the one I want to see. Here we go. All right. There we go.
Really? Crypto hacks hit record high at H1 2026 as losses top $1 billion. So listen, Bybit's hack last year was bigger than all of these combined. So I guess it's good news that we haven't lost as much money, but 212 verified on-chain exploits. That's one hack every 20 hours. I mean, these hackers officially have a healthier work-life balance than I do. I mean, these guys are killing it. Just show up every 20 hours, take a couple $1 million here, hack your own government in North Korea, as we talked about. Very easy. So listen, we obviously have a major problem with Blockade, which sounds like a concert from the 1980s. But this company, Blockade, what they said is it's going to get a hell of a lot worse when we get AI agents and AI deeply involved. And I think we can all agree that is true.
Yeah, so there you go. I don't have to even play anything else, but it's an ongoing issue. A lot of money is being moved. We've dealt with this for years, man. The hackers in crypto, right? And I know I've lost money. I know we've all lost money. Whether it was a couple $100, a couple $1,000, a couple tens of thousands of dollars. I've never lost $1 million. I've lost a whole lot. Tens of thousands. But that really was on me, and that has another component to it where you get the mentality. You have the education, but you don't apply it. You take too much risk. You get a little greedy. Those are some of the things that I like to talk about on these calls as well, because when you get real, you can get realistic. You can fix some things. You could mitigate some problems. You could scale back some issues that you probably would have in the future by having these conversations and really leveraging other people's experiences. I think is key as well. So yeah, man, that's something that's happening in the space that is kind of like, oh my God. But then we've got the reality in other areas as well that I want to share, that I think is huge, and it has something to do with what you hit on, QB, about the amount of assets and the amount of just positive things that are happening in the space, the amount of money that's being moved into real world assets, stable coins. That's another key thing I think is very, very powerful. I'm gonna share this real quick as well. And again, this is what I like to do. I like to show people that it's not hard to do your due diligence. I mean, we have these phones, we have these computers, tablets. Just type in what it is you want to know about. And in this instance, it was like, how real, what is the status on real world assets and tokenization. And then I just found an article that I liked with a video. And this is something I think everybody needs to hear. So I'll play this one real quick. pause. Again, it's in the hundred. I caught something. He said it's very small, but it's very big. And then he said it's in the hundreds of trillions of dollars. Bro, again, we used to talk about millions and billions. Now we're talking about trillions and quadrillions. That's how much of a gap or leap that we've taken when it comes to the financial world. There's no ceiling. It's unbelievable. So I'm gonna keep playing. Let me go back to it and let this guy talk. On there real quick. Catch this again. Here we
go. Not getting
Oh, you're not getting the sound?
No.
Let me make sure I'm go ahead. Oh, you know what? Let me add it to stage. There we go. That might help. That might help.
There we go. Now we can see.
All right. Now you can see what's going on. Let me rewind it.
Month of volume on tokenized assets. How big is this market and how fast is it growing?
This market is very big, but it's very small today. So the total addressable market, obviously, if you look at different asset classes, different people report different numbers, but it's on the hundreds of trillions of dollars. Just USA is $140 trillion, and we just started scratching the surface there. So I think that it feels kind of like the end of the beginning. Like we've tokenized around $35 billion in assets. We have 4.4, I think now, on largest platform, but we're just scratching the surface, and there's still a lot of growth ahead of us.
Okay, so how fast do you project this growing? We've seen news, obviously, from multiple institutions of their intentions to tokenize equities and other real-world assets, but we're also seeing the government talk about it. We're also seeing the DTCC talk about it. So this has become the narrative for effectively everyone.
Yeah, I think that the growth we had so far has been great, because if you think about where we were 2 years ago or at the beginning of 2024 when we launched Vidal with BlackRock, it was in the low single-digit $1 billion, and now we're at $30 billion. It's been growing faster than crypto, than stable coins, than anything else. But really, we just
hold up. He said it's been growing faster than crypto, faster than stable coins. So this real-world assets, pay attention. There are going to be a lot of different categories. See, I was saying this a long time ago. Blockchain is bigger than Bitcoin. And now I was saying it, but now I see why I was saying it, because I knew the infrastructure that allowed Bitcoin to actually thrive, to function, and to do what it was doing way back 2015 when I first got involved, all the way up to now. The infrastructure, the structure of the technology, the Bitcoin, blockchain, the blockchain underneath, the underlying technology was what real world assets is being drawn to, is what's being built on, right? So we knew this was coming, man. And real estate and oil and commodities and the stock market itself, just the assets, just the amount of money. That's why they're talking in trillions and quadrillions now, because you're talking about everything of value going on chain. It's crazy. So I'm gonna keep letting it play here.
Started, as I mentioned, scratching the surface. I think the real growth is ahead of us, especially with some asset classes like tokenized equities, which is potentially a massive asset class. Even if only 2% of it moves into on-chain, it's around $3 trillion, which doubles the size of crypto today. So we're very excited about what's coming in the next few years.
Wow. Just the equities market at a 2%. You catch that? Just the 2% of the equities market adds what, 3 to 2 trillion to the crypto globe, the scale of just crypto. I mean, but that's blockchain. That's what's being allowed to happen. It's the technology is literally taking the lid off the potential of how these assets earn, how these assets appreciate, how these assets move and everything. It's unbelievable, man. So, and here we are, so you got anything to add to that, Q? I mean, you're in a project right now, WeFi, right? We want to talk about WeFi. It's perfect segue, because WeFi is unlocking the potential for the everyday person to tap into those transactions, tap into those protocols that typically banks would have access to, that are now, you see the banks, typical traditional banks like Bank of America and Chase and Citigroup. Guess what they're doing right now? They're going on chain. They're building exchanges for you and me. And then you got exchanges like Kraken that gave us access to cryptocurrency and stable coins. They're going and they're becoming banks. So you got the banks becoming exchanges, and you got the exchanges, crypto exchanges becoming banks. You see what's happening here? They're just all they're lining all up. They're saying you can't ignore this anymore. They're creating digital tokenized banks is what's happening right now with stable tokens. And it's what a rabbit hole that is, because that unlocks so much all over the world. But man, let's just talk about WeFi real quick, because again, these calls is not about me. It's about all of us understanding, adapting, going into detail about how we can leverage this information, man. Go ahead. Oh, you're muted. There you go. Unmute you. I think you unmuted. Can't mute because your guest chose to mute themselves. Yeah, there you go. It's all good.
Any background.
All good. Cool.
But now you're right. I mean, the landscape is really changing. And it's going to happen pretty quickly, because for those people who have benefited from these traditional systems, they're really going to be impacted by this new technology. It kind of reminds me of like Blockbuster. We used to go rent the movies from Blockbuster.
It's crazy.
I mean, like that was
Don't be late. Don't bring a late one back. Had a fee,
right? Like we had a certain day, like when we would go and get our movies, right?
Thursday night, yeah.
Video games. We used to even rent the video games. Like
all that. That's wild.
It was a thing, right?
Evolution is crazy. Real time. We experienced that.
Then we saw Redbox come out, where people didn't have to go into these stores, and they could go 24 hours a day and just pick right from the machine, right? And then so that kind of started weighing on Blockbuster. Yep. Then we started to see stuff. I would say that we really started to see the DVD stuff be more accessible in store. People just started buying them, right? If I'm going to go pay $8, $9, $10 to rent it, I mean, I can just go buy it for $20. Right. People started buying.
Right. Hey, let's not forget about the bootleg man.
Man, what? That was me.
Let's not forget about the real stuff. Hey, we was burning movies. MP4s, man.
That's crazy. Yeah, that was me. I remember, like, I had at one point, if I can remember correctly, I could make about 12 DVDs or CDs at one time. Right. I had a tower that had like 7. Right. And then I built another one myself that did like 5. So I could do like the same CD or DVD.
People got creative.
Do it in about 5 minutes, and I could do 12 of them at a time. So I'm talking about like, man, that's 100 plus CDs or DVDs in an hour that you can make.
Yeah.
We're gonna get into that story.
Yeah, let's get back on track. But no, I'm just talking about the progression, of regression of it. Yes, right? It is.
And then I think we started to see the digital era come into play, right? Where now, I mean, I ain't had to go to the movies. Like I'm on my TV and I could just go to whatever I want to watch it. Yeah. We're on a subscription, or I could go and pay for like the newest releases, right? But that evolution just slowly pushed out that old Blockbuster model. We started shifting.
Sure did.
And so now the same thing is happening with this financial system. This old system of banking, and how the only way that we've really known it is going to have to adapt really, really fast, because now people are understanding that this banking system wasn't created for us to really create wealth. It was created to make the people who created the banking system and own that banking system. It was created for them to build wealth.
Right.
Well, now if we can shift that, right, from the hands of those people to the hands of everyday people, well, now why would a person choose to continue to use this old system when now they can have a lot more benefit and rewards from a new system that's going to be faster, right? That's going to be more transparent, so we know what's happening with our money, right? That's gonna cost less, right? Less fees, like, and then that's gonna incentivize you if you go out there and tell other people, right? I get a capital.
And look, one more thing, bro. Hold that thought. And give you better profitability, right? Staking, right? These different protocols that are back here. The average bank, the average bank, traditional bank, is giving you what, 0.3% to 0.6% on your money every year. They have protocols with stablecoins that are giving you 3% to 8% annually on the same money. There you go. Go ahead. Keep going.
And then, and not to mention, it gives us the ability to have some ownership.
Huge self-custody.
Right. And not just self-custody, but
Custodianship.
ownership in the technology, right? In
Yes.
the system that's created. You know, I know right now in WeFi, like you can get ownership shares. It's like shares of stock. In that, you know, because you are, you know, early to the table.
Right.
And there's never been an opportunity where we've really been given that kind of, you know, given those types of things. It's just never happened before. And so now you're going to really see this race, right, for, you know, all of this traditional banking system to try to race and run to get into this new system that they've told us that, you know, don't go in and don't use and all of this stuff. But now they're having to conform to it because technology is advancing. And so that's why this deal with WeFi, you know, these next 90 days is going to be huge, because what's on the table right now over there is going to go away.
Yeah.
That opportunity, that door is going to close. And, you know, we always talk about, you know, we have these few moments that happen throughout our lives where we have these real big opportunities. And most of the time we've missed it, right? Well, you got about a 90-day window. And I don't even want to say 90. I would really say it's about 60, because if you waited until the end of the 90 days, then you really didn't take advantage of it, and it's not going to really benefit you. But the ability to be able to mine that token, that WeFi token, is going to go away, you know, in the next 90 days. And so, you know,
let's talk about what's WeFi, because a lot of people are listening. I've got a couple handfuls of people here listening. What is WeFi? You know, what is just the framework of it?
Yeah, so basically WeFi, you know, saw the opportunity to, well, first off, they identified a problem.
Boom. Right. Very important.
They identified a problem. And that problem was with the traditional banking system and how it operates, and, you know, the limitations, and, you know, the fact that it's not created for people to create. Well, they identified these issues and problems, and they said, well, hey, look, let's create a solution to it. Right. And, you know, anytime you can solve a global issue, you can make a lot of money. Right.
Talking about billions of people.
Right. You know, when we look at traditional banking, there's 1.5 billion people in this world that don't even have access to it.
Right.
Just that 1.5 billion people alone is enough to be able to
move the needle.
Yeah. I mean, the type of wealth that can be created from that is massive, right?
Crazy.
There's just places where banking is not available. And so now, what if you can offer a product and services to those people that will give them access to banking? Well, that's one problem, right? But then you can look at the other 4.5 billion or so people who already use traditional banking, and you can say, you're not really benefiting from what you've been using, but now we can put in front of you a product that will allow you to benefit from this system, right? With better technology, faster services, cheaper services, bigger rewards, right? All of these different things, travel, you know, hotels, and just all of this stuff that we can give you as a benefit that you're probably not currently getting anyway.
Yeah.
And it can make it safer, right? More transparent.
Right.
I mean, just everything that our traditional system isn't, we can give that to you now.
We can enhance the features, we can enhance the earnability, we can enhance the speed. I mean, it's an enhancement on what we're already used to. Like, you have a bank account, you have a Cash App, you have Venmo, you have PayPal, you've used all these platforms. This is just an evolution of what's already there.
Right? MoneyGram, all of these
MoneyGram, oh my God, remittances and all that. It's crazy.
Being overcharged for. Now we have a system that we can use that will make that all cheaper for you. It'll make it faster for you. And then it will reward you when you're using those services. And that's basically what WeFi identified. And when they announced back in April the partnership with with Visa, WeFi and Visa,
that was huge. That
really solidified everything. You know, that just let people know that this is not some
fly by night deal. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Visa's top.
20 company in the world.
Yeah, globally, it's insane. Recognized globally. Yeah, massive amount of liquidity. Partnerships are crazy. Yeah.
And so to have that kind of partnership and put that out there, that really solidified that, this is not, a little deal, like this little next 1 year, 2 year deal. This is being built for, decades to be here and to really reshape the financial system as we see it moving into this digital world that, that we live in.
Right.
And then they're doing it all in a way where they can also introduce new things like blockchain technology and crypto, because the majority of these people, only 10% of the banked people, understand and have used crypto.
That's right.
So now we can take some things that they already understand, enhance them and make them better, reward them more, and we can start to slowly implement crypto into the mix so that they're educated on where the future is going.
Right.
And so yeah, it's just genius, and they're doing it all using Web3, right?
Beautiful. We like Web3.
These little things that we have right here, right?
We love it. Yep.
It just stays connected to us 24/7. We use applications all day long, right? And everyone, even those around the world who don't have access to banking, have access to.
I got a phone. Right.
And so now everything that they need to do can be done right from that device, and they're considered banked now.
Yeah.
They have access to all the services, getting loans against your crypto. All right. We wish we would have known about that.
My goodness. Yeah, to be able to collateralize your assets, but not let go of the asset. But take the USDT or the fiat or the dollar. Man, that's huge. Again, there's the evolution. Back to what you're saying, the blockbuster, the evolution of Blockbuster and how it went from, tangible, in your hand, had to return it, to then MP3 or MP4s, and then people burning, and then Redbox, and then now we just cut on the TV and all the movies are there, within reach. And if they're brand new, just came out in about 6 months or less, they're going to be on the TV.
Shoot, not even that. I mean, not even that. It's about 30 to 60 days now.
From the theater. So it's really just, access, the evolution, the access point is insane. It's crazy. So here, so now that we're talking about banking, I want to bring up another video I think is really, really powerful. And because you just mentioned it, we have the ability now to do what they do. So I want you to pay attention. They say it's okay to, it's nothing wrong with being a copycat as long as you're copying the right cat. We've heard about that, right? So pay attention. They always say follow the money, when it comes to politics or comes to whatever's going on in the world, follow the money, go down the rabbit hole, but follow the instruction, follow the advice of these institutions, because this is what they're doing right now. Let me share my screen and bring this video up. And I'm kind of liking this Yahoo. It's really starting to, here we go. It's really starting to make sense.
We have to get you, you got to get your link too, man. So as I know there's going to be some people who are going to be interested in what we're talking about.
For sure.
And we can direct them to.
For sure. So, okay, here's the video. Let's listen to this real quick. This is leading U.S. banks join forces on tokenization network. Listen to what we just said, right? The traditional system. You had Chase, you got JP Morgan, you've got USAA, you got the Navy Federal Credit Union, you've got Citigroup, you've got all these different banks, right? Competing for your services. Why would they join forces? Listen to this.
And the CEO of JP Morgan went on TV and absolutely lost his cool again about the crypto industry, specifically about Coinbase and Brian Armstrong, and definitely about the Clarity Act. We're just going to go ahead and show you the entire video, and then we'll unpack it. Here we go.
It's complicated, and the government needs to do it thoughtfully. If they don't do it thoughtfully, it'll be a huge problem.
So are you happy with the way the Clarity Act is turning out?
No, because it allows them to effectively pay interest on deposits, stable coins or something like that, without the protection that they should have. And it doesn't do anything for AML BSA. It has almost no legal protections. So no, the banks will not accept it that way. And the ABA, the small banks, the credit unions, it's not just the big guys. I'm not worried about stablecoin, but if it happened, I'm telling you, I would have nothing to do with it, and it would eventually blow up on its own. Okay, but that's my personal thing. But I do understand the concern of all the other banks. So,
First of all, this is the same guy that said Bitcoin was a bubble, Bitcoin was a scam, but got his hands caught in the cookie jar buying Bitcoin. Okay, I digress. Back to it. Go ahead.
I'll say one thing real quickly. I mean,
Yeah.
number one, and you know, with all due respect, this gentleman's not going to be around that much longer anyway to really
Nah.
to see this thing unfold. But to sit here and think that, you know, what he's saying, I mean, it's just not true.
Yeah,
because
not
we're
true.
already seeing these banks, you know, behind the scenes building the technology.
Well, they've been doing it for years. I
Yeah,
think
because they know this thing is coming. You know,
yeah,
what I mean? Like,
just the other day, Bank of America sold off, like, I don't know if it was, don't quote me, like 100 of its patents on blockchain technology to another institution. Wow. They sold the patents on the technology that they've had it. They were the #1 patent owner years ago. I never forget. I was doing due diligence on it. And I was like, who's out here really, you know, paying attention? And Bank of America was buying up all the patents with, I think it was IBM. It was IBM. IBM is the one that just bought out all the patents from Bank of America. I'm gonna pull it up too. That's really interesting. But I love what you said, man, because it doesn't matter what they say and what their opinions are.
What are they doing?
Technology is the top technology is final. Like all these, like over the years, we've seen it. All the technology, all the evolution, and all the you know the institutions or platforms that lost out because they didn't evolve, they didn't adopt. Right? You can sit back and talk about it all you want, but all Jamie Dimon is saying here is that he don't want to take a big L. That's all he's saying. He felt like he already has, right? You could tell. You can see it on his face. He's frustrated because you can't beat the technology. You can only adopt it and try to figure it out. And that's what the title says. They're joining forces because they don't want to compete. They don't want to take an L. They want to go in together collectively, collaborating and figure it out. And it's crazy. So let's let them finish here. Let them stop crying. Let's see what happens. Here we go.
Markup is coming. I mean, what are you going to do about it?
It is. We'll fight it. If we lose, we lose, and we'll live.
Okay.
But it will be fought. This will not be. No one's going to bow down to this guy, okay, or that company. And but he's the only one.
Yeah.
And he's spending hundreds of millions of dollars in Washington this thing.
He said he's representing the whole industry.
Full of shit.
Well,
wow.
We're going to watch that one.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, I mean, this is turning into a big fight between the whole, each industry.
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
About blockchain and getting blockchain.
We do blockchain.
Notice he's not saying, you know, talking
there's no
about
substance behind it. It's just saying.
He's talking about another individual, you know, that has certain probably political ties or, you know, a certain type of, there's competition going on behind the scenes. And you could see it on his face that he feels like he's losing his grip, you know, on the power. There's a power struggle. Like you said, there's a race to adopt and to you know, to finance things that are going to make trillions and quadrillions of dollars move here and there. Like they know what they're doing, but just watch and listen to them. You don't usually see these super uber wealthy elite type people get frustrated on camera and drop that word he just dropped a few minutes ago. He said he's full of shit. Like what? Like, here we go. Let him finish.
We have connections. We have we're going to do it. I think it's a legitimate technology. I think stablecoin can be a legitimate payment system.
Ah, really? Interesting.
Her reaction was absolutely priceless. Now, let's remember that Jamie Dimon has called this a Ponzi scheme. He said it's a fraud. Anyone at JP Morgan who touches Bitcoin will be fired. I mean, he's had every expletive in the world for it. He just generally doesn't drop them on national TV. He's saying all the quiet parts out loud, as I alluded to before, right? And what's very, very interesting here is that we have this situation now where the banks are trying to kill the Clarity Act because they don't like the compromise that was proposed on stablecoin yield. But if they kill the Clarity Act, what people don't realize is that the Genius Act, which is already passed into law, is actually worse for the banks. It's a really interesting nuance that I don't think people are really understanding. The Genius Act bans issuers like Tether and Circle from allowing yield, but they don't then extend that to the second parties like Coinbase and the other exchanges. Right now, Coinbase has the best possible scenario. They can offer yield or rewards or whatever you want to call it to their customers just for holding USDC on the platform. Boom. So Jamie Dimon here is advocating basically to kill the Clarity Act, or at least to fix the Clarity Act so it doesn't offer these yields. But what they're doing is actually going to kill it dead on arrival, and they're going to be in a worse situation. So basically, you have Jamie Dimon losing his cool on TV because he's crying like a baby over a problem that he can't fix. He's basically backed into a corner. Now, this isn't the first time, right? This is a series. He called Brian Armstrong full of shit in Davos last year. Then Brian Armstrong famously killed the Clarity Act earlier this year by saying that he was not happy with the stablecoin compromise. And then we ended up with the stablecoin compromise. This is developing, right? We all know that if this doesn't happen by July 4th, the Clarity Act is dead. And that would actually be probably a massive win for the crypto industry on the stablecoin side, but a massive loss for the crypto industry on all the other things that we need to see from the Clarity Act.
Boom. There you go. So listen, that's a little dated, but man, perfect timing for what we were just discussing, man. But he said just what I was saying. I should have just let the video play. They don't know what to do. They don't know what to do. They took a huge L when this technology arrived and said, we can eliminate you from the process of value exchange. Like when I send Quentin Bradford, Mr. Crypto Pays Me Daily, $1 million, I can eliminate JP Morgan, I can eliminate MoneyGram, I can eliminate, Citigroup, I can eliminate all of them. We don't need you. This technology eliminated them. And ever since, they've been lying. They've been putting FUD out there, fear, uncertainty, and doubt. They've been playing their little tricks and using narratives and using the media to tell us that it wasn't real, that it was a fraud, that it was a scam. And the entire time they were building infrastructure and buying up all the patents to make sure that they could leverage it. That's what we're witnessing in real time. And that's the frustration you see on his face. He's frustrated because all that work, all that effort, he's losing his grip on the power and the control. You heard what he said. They don't want the end user, us, me and you, to get that yield. They don't want us earning 9, 10, 15, 20% annually because they give us 0.3%, 0.2%, 0.8% on the same money. They want all the money. They want all the control. They want all the power. They want all the custodianship. They want you to put your money in their account so they own the money. You know, you deposit your money in the bank, any bank you go to, you don't own that money anymore. That's their money. That's their money. You don't have ownership of that money. But this new world that we're entering, self-custody, tokenization, blockchain technology, you own your money all day, every day, 24/7, 365. You have control. You have power over that money. You have more leverage. You have more earnability. You have everything. You have more profitability, all that. So you can see why there's a struggle and there's a fight between these powers that be, or the wealthy or these institutions that have the control, and they have had it for hundreds of years. The institutions have had that. So anyway, I love seeing it, man, because it just tells the story so clear when you just watch that little 2-minute clip there of what's going on. Got anything else? What you want to add, Q? I know you're over there grinning. It's crazy, man. I can't believe he said that on. I can't believe.
Yeah, he got mad. He got a little.
He got mad. Yeah, he got frustrated.
I mean, and that's just because you already know what inevitably is going to happen.
Yeah, man.
And the world around us is going to conform to it, and so
it's already conformed.
We just have to stay back and watch it happen and not conform as well. I mean,
come on.
The best strategy right now is to get as far ahead of it as you can.
Right.
Like don't sit back and keep waiting because these other countries they're moving. Right. The European market, the Asian market, even Central America, South America, like these countries are forward thinking and they're moving and they're making the adjustments and regulatory, they're going through the regulatory process to make sure that they can do these things in their countries. So
yeah. We have
a president right now that wants to be the #1 crypto leader in the world, right? They want this country to be the crypto leader. Well, how does that happen?
Right. Yeah.
It's not going to happen without Clarity Act and some clear future for where this thing goes. So.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
here's an article right here. JP Morgan, Citi, and big banks plan new tokenized deposit system to answer crypto. What did I just say? They took an L. They lost, folks. That should make you excited. To answer? You mean all this money, all this infrastructure, all these hundreds of years of liquidity and power and control, they are losing to crypto. They're losing to digital assets. They have to do something. The new network could help banks contend with the wave of new competition from stablecoins and crypto firms. What is WeFi? Crypto firm that has a stablecoin and an infrastructure. So this thing is lining up beautifully for us as consumers, as retail users on the retail side, investors, business owners, entrepreneurs. I mean, my goodness, you got to pay attention to the writing at the Wall Street Journal, not just somebody just thinking that it might. No, this is happening, and it's been happening for a long, long, long time. So you can read these articles, and I'll put this link in here. This is just one of them. There's many, many, many. When you go back here to this here, I mean, I just typed in Chase, Citigroup, other banks racing to stablecoin. It just goes on and on and on and on and on. Video after video. Forbes, America's biggest banks are building one deposit token. History is the hard part. See, JP Morgan, B of A, Citi, and Wells Fargo planned one tokenized deposit network run by the clearinghouse in 2027. Guys, this is crazy. This is amazing to watch it happen in real time, and it's happening fast. This is not something you're going to have to wait for. You're going to see it. Oh, did I not share that? I wasn't sharing that, man.
Oh, no, you weren't. Yeah,
there we go. There we go. Let me go back. Let me go back to the Wall Street Journal.
I was just reading.
Yeah, I know. I'm just over here talking. It's all good. Here we go. Let's go to the Wall Street Journal article here. Just show you here that I wasn't just making it up. Here you go. JP Morgan, Citi, and big banks plan new tokenized crypto deposit system to answer crypto. I was doing this right here. Boom, boom, boom. They lost. They are now on the offensive. At first, they were on the defensive, lying and being, laughing about it and trying to tell you it wasn't real and it was a scam. And they were firing their employees that were buying Bitcoin and just all kinds of crazy stuff happening over the last decade, right? So this is just one article. Let me go to this next article. I think is even more powerful. It's from Forbes. That's from Wall Street Journal. So this isn't just some newsletter somebody created and dropped an article. No, this is from the major institutions and platforms in the world on money and wealth. Here's the Forbes one. America's biggest banks are building one deposit token, right? Or they want me to pay. History is the hard part. And it has the audio here. You can just listen in on some of this stuff. It's really powerful. Here it is right here, real quick. Major U.S. banks, JP Morgan, Bank of America, Citigroup, and Wells Fargo are collaborating. What?
Wow.
What? To launch a shared tokenized deposit network, to launch a blockchain collectively is what it means. To launch their own cryptocurrency is what it means. By mid-27, this time next year, it'll be live. Who is going to be their clients? You. Operated by the clearinghouse, this initiative aims to convert commercial deposits into tokens, cryptocurrency, for 24/7 interbank transfers, primarily for multinational corporations. This strategic move counters a growing threat from stablecoins, from cryptocurrency, which have seen significant adoption and formed their own consortium, OpenUSD, launching 2026. While individual bank tokenization efforts like JPM Coin, which is JP Morgan's own cryptocurrency, proved limited, this shared ledger addresses the critical need for interbank settlement. So I ain't going any further. I'm just telling y'all and telling the people out there that's listening, pay attention. Pay attention to what they do and how they move. Mm-hmm. If they're saying we need crypto, what does it mean for you? If they're saying we need digital assets, what does that mean for you? Because you're their end user, you're their client. You think they're going to flip the switch on a platform and not have your money deposited? Yeah, they're going to make sure you get all the safe and comfort of being in a bank while they still give you the crumbs. It just is what it is. So yeah, man, this is a great topic. I mean, we can sit here all day on this one. I love it. Yeah, but it's what we're going through. It's what's happening in real time. And I just want to put that out there that you don't have to guess anymore about what's going on. This is life now. This is just life. This is just life, man. So anything you want to add to that? Anything? Where are we going now? What's next?
Man,
let me see.
That was enough for a whole live right there.
It really was. It really was.
Man, I mean, it's just changing, guys. I mean, and we've seen this happen over and over and over again. And the people who get ahead of that change are the ones who can, monetize it and create wealth from it. The people who are on the backside of that change are the consumers of the change, right? And they put the money into, those changes and things that have happened. So, if it's something that you believe is going to happen and that's coming, you got to find yourself a way to capitalize from it, and you just got to get ahead of got to get ahead of it, ahead of the wave, right? And ride that wave, through the next, 5 to 10 years and make money from it.
Right.
I was saying we missed all the other ones before, right? We missed them. So
yeah. Here's some more articles here. So now I think we can get into why, self-custody matters more than cryptocurrency, right? And when I talk about self-custody, I mean, it's pretty simple, folks. I mean, it's what me and Quentin have been saying the last, 20, 30 minutes. You've got to learn how to adopt this technology and protect and secure your assets. That's self-custody. So it matters more than cryptocurrency because it shifts foundational ownership, identity, and data control from centralized institutions, banks, back to us, the individuals. While cryptocurrencies are just digital assets, self-custody is the infrastructure that allows you to hold those assets in other forms of digital property, real-world assets, remember, without relying on a bank, tech company, or third-party custodian. That's the AI overview when I typed in why self-custody will matter more than crypto. It knows. It just told you. There it is. It just goes on and on and on. So folks, just do what they do. Learn this technology. I have a platform called UnbankedU that I launched over the last 45 days. I'm really, really excited about it. And it covers a lot of what we are talking about today. I'm going to share a little bit of that as well. I think it's important because you're going to need, like Quentin said, platforms and concepts that are going to give you leverage, right? That are going to do the heavy lifting for you when it comes to, let me see if I can get this up here on the screen. There we go. Make sure I add that when it comes to taking advantage of what's going on. So here's the 7 layers of sovereignty. I just built this website over the last, like I say, 45 days, and it's evolved into something really, really powerful. But here, the 7 layers of sovereignty, you are not buying disconnected courses. You are building a sovereign operating system, 1 layer at a time, in the order that keeps you safe. All right. Built layer by layer. Every layer strengthens your understanding, increases your confidence, and prepares you for greater responsibility. This is what I'm talking about when it comes to self-custody, right? So the fundamentals are here, right? The history of money, blockchain, digital assets, wallet basics, self-custody, SOS, right? The 7 layers of sovereignty. You can explain money, blockchains, and custody in your own words, and you know what you're responsible for. That takes about, a few weeks, depending upon your level of, device of activity, of action. You could do a lot faster. And you've got layer 2 control. I'm just touching on a couple of things here. Take direct ownership of your digital assets, wallet setup, private keys, seed phrases, hot wallets, cold wallets, transactions. Your first self-custodial wallet is live now, verified, funded, and tested with keys only you control, right? Talk about protection. Protect those digital assets using the F.O.R.T platform, right? That stands for frontline, offline, recovery, and a treasury framework, right? A 4-layer defense. You can operate calmly. Frontline, offline, recovery, treasury. Talked about that. Treasury, create a personal system for managing those digital assets responsibly. This is where you start to deploy those assets into staking protocols and different leverage points in the blockchain space that allows that money or those assets to accumulate, to appreciate and grow and create income for you, right? So here it is. 6, here's the family. When you get going from an individual to protecting your assets beyond just you, right? Protect the people you care most about. You can do that as well. Household planning, recovery, continuity, documentation, education, executive level, professional level, digital asset strategy. Then you've got sovereignty here, operate independently with confidence. So I built this system out and I'm really excited about it. And, becoming a part of the UnbankedU community, becoming unbankable, I call them, or we call ourselves. It's not all about taking every last dime out of the banking system, because that inevitably is going to exist. You saw that. We've been talking about it all day. But it's about taking more control taking more ownership, taking more responsibility for the money that is important to you. Think about how hard you work for your money. Think about that. Just let me go ahead and stop the share here. Think about how hard you work for your money, and where does that money go? Right, to the most important things in your life, your bills, right, your home, your vehicle, your children, your education, your health. I mean, it's very important. So why would you frivolously depend upon an institution that doesn't give you the maximum amount potential for that money? Just ask yourself, am I getting the most? You're not. We already know you're not. We just proved it. we just proved it. You're not getting the maximum potential out of your hard-earned money. How many hours you work for that check every 2 weeks, right? Or every quarter, or that sale that you get, in real estate. You're only as good as your last sale. And maybe you're an insurance agent. How hard do you have to work? And then where do you put that money? You put it in a bank that's going to give you crumbs, and then have all kinds of scrutiny, all types of different things that, man, it's just, how many of you had a bad experience with a bank? Let's just be honest. We all have, right? Whether they stop your payment, or they're asking a million questions for a transaction that, or you get embarrassed at the grocery store because you swipe your card, it don't work. You're like, what's going on? And it's just, it's just protocol. It's just what we do. It's like, what? Are you tired of that yet? You look at your bank statement at the end of the year and realize 0.3% isn't enough. Are you tired of that yet? All these different things. You just got to start asking yourself real questions. So yeah, man. I mean, where are we? What time is it? Oh my gosh, we're right in the hour. That's perfect time, actually. Perfect time, because I don't want to be here long, because we got work to do. We got people to help, and we got things that we got to accomplish on our day in, day out. I want to be about an hour on these calls, and this was really, really powerful, though. We got a lot of great content, a lot of good information, and there's so much more I got to share. But man, we're gonna hold that for Wealth Wednesdays. That's right. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. We'll just start out where we left off. Probably have some different topics, a different format, but pretty much I think we always end up in the same place, man. Sharing really credible information for people to really use, obtain, apply, deploy, do whatever you need to do with it. Get back in contact with us. Mr. Crypto Pays Me Daily, Quentin Bradford. He's got an incredible YouTube following, huge community, doing some major things with Wi-Fi. I'm looking forward. I'm partnered with him on that as well. We're looking forward to what's happening there.
Yeah, we're gonna do some stuff. We're gonna have some promotions for people, man. We got 90 days for this.
We got 90 days.
Wi-Fi, for really
no pressure
to the second phase.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're gonna do some stuff special for Ken in the community with him that's gonna be coming into Wi-Fi. You got to have it, right? It doesn't even necessarily cost you anything, but you also want to have some skin in the game so that you're able to capitalize over this next 5, 6, 10 years of growth that's going to happen in this same industry that we're talking about, right? This whole thing about being unbanked, it means exactly what Wi-Fi is. It just basically takes you out of the traditional system and puts you in a place where you can really benefit and create wealth from it. And so I already told Ken, I was like, man, we're going to do something special for your people, give them some promotions and things to come in and some incentives, because if you're not in this deal in the next 60 days, right, 60 to 90 days, you're really going to miss the opportunity to create wealth.
Right.
You'll still be able to be a part of it.
Yeah.
You'll still be able to benefit from it. But that window of, creating wealth and
the leverage. The leverage is different.
Yeah. I'm talking about creating, 7 figures and up type money from the opportunity. It probably won't be there for you.
Yeah. And this is just one thing. Make no mistake about it.
Yeah, one thing. I know
we diversify. Portfolio is portfolio. Yeah, you got to have some things that, there's just a lot, folks. There's a lot of different strategies when you talk about the amount of access that we have now and the amount of assets and liquidity that's available. Again, let me leave you with this. These banks and institutions do not talk in millions and billions anymore. They talk in trillions and quadrillions. Trillions and quadrillions. In our lifetime, have we heard somebody say, yeah, I've got a quadrillion? Like, what is that? Elon Musk, the first trillionaire, just 90 days ago. Elon, last 6 months, he became the first trillionaire on paper, right? Don't know how all that works out, but yeah, it makes sense.
I don't know if he
Starlink,
is
Tesla, yeah, X. I mean, think about all the stuff.
back on it, but
Yeah, there's a pullback, but I'm just saying, like, that's a
But it happened.
conversation now. Trillion. It happened. But so what I'm saying is you got to stretch your thinking, right? Wherever you are right now, that's okay. Wherever you want to see yourself, think about that more.
Uh-oh, I think you froze. Uh-oh. You froze on us. Hopefully he didn't lose power or, you know, his device die. I know sometimes I'll get on mine and I don't plug it up, and then next thing you know, it cuts off on you. So hopefully that wasn't what happened. Yeah, he's calling me now. So I think, oh, your power went out. Wow. Wow, that's cool. I'm gonna close it down and wrap it up, boys. All right. So yeah, so that was Ken right there. So yeah, power outage, like right in the middle of what we were talking about. So, but yeah, that's gonna wrap it up for today. As you can see, he kind of fell off there. But yeah, Ken's gonna be doing this every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Again, we're gonna be doing some stuff for sure with WeFi. I know he's got some other things that he's doing as well. So just stay plugged in. Gonna bring value, bring good content to everyone, and keep you up to date with what's happening in these markets and stuff. So with that being said, for Mr. Ken Sultan, I'm gonna check out for him, and then for Mr. CPMD, I'm out, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out.